Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Trees. This is a video where I'm just going to talk about myself in a little bit more open way so that you guys can kind of just get to know me a little bit. This specific video will somewhat be about my spiritual journey, really, but not really, and then where I am today. So, a lot of people wonder how many people get into spirituality and begin their journeys, and I kind of just went into it. I've always been spiritual. I've always felt like a spiritual being, whether I liked going to church or not, because I definitely didn't like going to church all the time. I felt like it was over consuming. Don't forget, I'm also a kid who's like going to school and stuff like that. And I was in a heavy type of Christian. We weren't Christian, we're apostolic, but we were going to church like Tuesday, Thursdays, and then Sundays, and then we had other days where we were just like doing just a lot of stuff, and church became like really overwhelming for me because on top of, like I said, on top of that, I'm going to school and stuff like that. So whether I wanted to go to church or not, I've always felt like I was very close to God. I knew I loved God no matter what, and who I thought God was. I loved all sort of the praise and worship. There's just something about their voices that just goes straight to my heart. If anybody knows, if you listen to that good Kirk Franklin or Yolanda Adams and all of the choirs that used to be in there, I genuinely just loved praise and worship. I was in a choir when I was in church as well, but I wouldn't really call it a choir because it was like 3 to 4 of us since I was in a really small church. Like I said, we were apostolic, and so not a lot of people are in apostolic community because it's very close. I won't say very close to Jewish, but we just seemed like that because people used to ask me all the time, are you Muslim, are you Jewish? And I'm just like, what the heck. But yeah, I was in a choir, and I was also in praise dance, and I loved praise dance. That by far was probably one of my most favorite thing to do in there. But we went on all sorts of, actually, it wasn't many, but we went on one spiritual camping trip. I remember that one. I actually broke my pinky toe. Ouch. But yeah, we were just heavily in the church community. My dad was an ordained minister. My grandmother was like a church-going woman who did like the donation things and everything like that. And then again, my grandfather, even in the midst of all of that, he turned to God, and he was like a player. Everybody knew him on the streets. But yeah, eventually we just stopped going to church, and from there it was just a journey between me and God, seeing what happens, seeing how church folks, like people in the church, act outside of the church behind closed doors. And that was a journey within itself. There was even a disconnect between me and God because of my sexuality. So I am considered lesbian, but I would actually put myself under pansexual. So yeah, there's that. And even though I felt like I was loved by God, I felt unloved by those who loved God, and that pulled on my heart heavy because it was just such a push out there that God didn't love me because of who I am and because of how I'm living my life and stuff like that, which it didn't pull me away from God. But again, even though I felt like God loved me, I also had a lot of people who don't love me because of this. And on top of them not loving me, they are putting that God doesn't love me. And that was just pull on my heartstrings right there. So around 2020, I found, or should I say, videos of where I should begin my journey found me. I had never heard of shadow work or anything like that before, but there was like constant videos of what shadow work is, how to get into it. And I told myself, I said, you know what? This summer, I am going to start my spiritual journey. Not because I don't know why I didn't start when I wanted to start. And again, I began my spiritual journey in the beginning of 2020. I'm talking about January. But I was like, I'm going to take it more serious in the summertime. And I bought things throughout the months, like leading up to the summer to get me started. My books, I brought journals, shadow work prompts. I even printed out courses that people had online. Like, I was just excited. It felt like a project in a sense. I clearly had no idea what I was getting myself into. And if you guys want a video on my full journey, then let me know. I'll share like my experiences, lessons that I learned, things I did during my journey, the people, the places, the things that I've kind of encountered. Like, I'll definitely be more open about that, because this video isn't about that. But again, I know there's people out there who want to know about people on their spiritual journey. So if you guys actually want to know, then let me know, and I don't mind sharing. But through the journey, I ended up in Texas, which is where I am today, and I gained such a confidence around not only my being but my heart, and it's just who I am overall. And as y'all can see, I've kind of embraced solitude. I go out and I meet people from time to time. I don't do it often. I feel like I want to meet people in a natural form. Partying and stuff for me. I used to be heavy on the drinking, and I used to be heavy on the 420. Well, I wasn't actually always heavy on the 420. It wasn't until in the midst of my spiritual journey that I became heavy on the 420. Drinking, that was easy prior to that, and I would drink quite often, not like an everyday thing or anything like that, but like I wouldn't mind turning up. To this day, I still wouldn't mind turning up, nor any 420 family things. I just don't do it as often as I did them then. You know what I'm trying to say? And so, like I said, I go out, but I just want to find more things to do that is better with my time. So I've gotten into like artsy kind of things. I actually like to paint. Shout out to the Pisces that I met who introduced me to painting. Always will appreciate her. But yeah, I embrace being by myself overall. But you begin to release like certain connections that don't feel good, and you kind of cherish the ones that kind of do feel good. And for a little sneak peek, I did have major abandonment issues. And so if you want to hear about the tea when it comes to my journey, just let me know, because I don't mind sharing that. But yeah, I enjoy my own company now. I go outside, I walk, I journal, and as y'all can see in previous videos, I did buy a longboard. So now I'm out here learning to longboard. And I guess I can let a secret out. I also bought a bike. I've been wanting a bike for literally 2 years. I think since I've been here in Texas, and I haven't gotten my hands on one. And I was just like, you know what? I've been wanting this bike for so long. I kind of wish I would have bought it before the longboard, but there was actually a sale at Walmart for this bike. And so I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy the bike. And I bought it after the longboard. So you guys are going to see videos after this video of me riding the bike. Let's just all pretend like we didn't say it in this video, okay? But yeah, I bought me a bike now. So now I just go outside riding my bike. I also take like I'll take a trip to the park with my bike. And I'll have like things in my book bag, a journal in my book bag, my speaker in my book bag. And if I want to paint, I'll have like, some painting things, paintbrush paint, my little, I don't know what they're called, the board the canvas, there you go. And I'll just go to the pink, ride to the bike, and just enjoy that time to myself and get to learn myself on a deeper level. Or not even getting, I don't need to be getting to know myself even when I'm doing those things. I kind of just do them to be with myself. If that makes sense, I don't know. But I know that my channel just kind of seems like it's out of nowhere, and it is. But I just wanted to open up about the things that you will see on this channel. And it's not going to be all spiritual, of course, because I don't want to be put under the spiritual category. I am learning a lot right now, and I'm honestly just enjoying this part where I'm learning about me and falling in love with myself and falling in love with, just I'm in that spot. And so I don't really want to be pushed into like any sort of spiritual guru. Oh, by the way, if you guys want to follow me on TikTok or Instagram, my name is just like my name on here, Trees, TR333Z3. I think on not Instagram, I think on TikTok is TR333ZE. I'm not too sure, but if you find me, go ahead and find me. I talk about spiritual things on there too. I talked about how I actually got something about shadow work. So if you guys want to hear that story about shadow work, go check that out. A little shameless plug. But I know this seems out of nowhere, like I was trying to say, especially where I decided to start. bringing up my videos of longboarding and stuff like that. But it's just where I decided to start recording, because this part of my journey, like I said, this is just a whole new part. I used to have videos of me initially where I felt like I hit rock bottom, but I don't think it was meant for me to put it out there, because for whatever reason I can't even find the SD card that stuff is saved on. So I believe that it's meant for me to start my journey from this part. And I just hope that I can inspire others to start their journey by viewing mine, and I could give them some truth. Yes, it's not all good, but no, it's not all bad. And when you get through certain parts, it feels amazing. And so if I can help people just stay on track, or not really stay on track, but just stay on the journey itself, despite what it may seem like is happening or what's going on, just keep going, just keep falling in love with you, keep falling in love with God, and that's what my journey is. That's what my channel is for. And yeah, I hope you guys got a little bit more of an understanding of who I am and what I'm trying to do. And I hope I get to see you guys in another video. Yes, me. But believe it when nobody else believe. When I didn't have a God, I always dreamed. And every day felt like night. I would rise in the morning.